Hey guys, Brandon Woolum with CCM Magazine, and today we are checking in with my fellow West Virginia-born fella, Michael
Woohoo!
W. Smith. A lot of free time this year, the past year, Michael W., and I'm looking at all these release dates, and it looks like you didn't have a lot of downtime last year, like some of us during these lockdowns. Got a new book coming out, The Way of the Father, on May 18th. Kind of take us inside the cover of that and what we should expect when that releases.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This book is about my dad, but it's also about God. And I say about my dad, he was the kindest man I'd ever met in my life who had to be my dad. He was so extraordinary. I never heard him raise his voice against at me. He never kicked me out of the house when I made a lot of bad choices. And I always just say he really did show me what God was like in a lot of ways. He was kind, and he was my friend. He's my baseball coach. He just rooted me on my whole life. And I know he had faults. I just didn't see very many of them. And I hardly ever saw him get angry. I mean, I think the only time I'd really seen him get mad was when my songs didn't go number one. And he just couldn't figure that out. And I'm going, Dad, all my songs can't go number one. And he would say things like this, well, why not, son? You're the best. So he just affirmed me my whole life. And so when he got dementia in 2011, I just knew I needed to rack my brain and not forget all these amazing stories about my father and how he raised me and how he loved me so well. And then he crossed over in November 15. And then I knew at some point I'm going to pen a book about my dad. And I finally did. And I'm glad.
So all that free time kind of helps you out with that. Had you already started it before 2020?
We had talked about it extensively, but we mainly wrote it in 20 is when it really, the bulk of the work, and working with Robert, helped me to try to pull all these stories together. And I think what makes the book really interesting is I tell these extraordinary stories about my dad, and then I sort of turn the corner and equate that with, the heart of God, Abba's heart for us, and sort of point to all these promises of God and how he feels about us. So I think it really plays out well, and I'm actually really excited about it. And so it's the stories I've wanted to tell about my dad for a long, long time, and I'm finally getting to tell them.
And if they buy the audiobook, they actually get to hear you read these stories in your own voice.
And you know what? It's my first audiobook, and I've written 13 books or whatever, sometimes just little gift books, but it seems to be a big thing now. A lot of people listen to audiobooks. And so I got asked if I would like to do it. And I thought, well, if we're going to do an audiobook, I would like to actually do it. So a little bit more challenging than I thought. It's a lot of talking and a lot of, I'm so glad I had a coach, because, about every 30 seconds I would say the line wrong. And she, go back here, fix that, but you're a great coach and great people who helped me sort of kind of wade through those waters. But yeah, I'm excited about the audiobook, and I've not even heard it yet, but I hope it's going to be okay.
You released a new album last year too. Still came out in October. And if I'm seeing this right, you got another one already planned for this year. Is that going to be a live album or a studio album?
It's going to be a live record.
It's going to be recorded down there at the big event in Franklin.
I think we're going to do right now. It's going to be at Allen Arena, at David Lipscomb, and this is the 20-year anniversary of that first worship record, and that record was released on 9/11. Believe it or not, I didn't know that was going to be a horrific day for our country. I just did this record out of obedience down in Lakeland, Florida, at Carpenter's Home Church, and simply called Worship, and tried to record all these really great worship songs, and it was an incredible night. It's the biggest record of my career, which I thought would not be the case in terms of it finding its way all around the world. And so I just thought about this 20-year anniversary, and then I love to put my cinematic hat on. I'm a big scoring some films and making instrumental records, and I just remember waking up one day thinking, wonder what it would be like if we went back and re-recorded this record, but did it with a full symphony and no rhythm section. And that's what we're doing. I didn't know if it worked. But I put my symphony hat on and I started to arrange a couple of the songs, and I couldn't stop crying. And so I think we're on to something. And to imagine these songs like I Open the Eyes of My Heart or Forever with no drums, and you're creating rhythm, yes, from the percussion in the orchestra, but a lot of the rhythm coming from the cellos and coming from the orc itself. It's been a remarkable journey for me. And so all that's really starting to develop, and I think we're going to record that July 12th. So we're right in the middle of pulling all those arrangements together, but it will release September 10, that Friday before 9/11, 20 years later.
And you plan on having a live audience for that one?
Hopefully we're going to have a full house.
Yeah, we just found out that Nashville is going to pull those restrictions May 12th. So we should be 100% if nothing crazy happens here in the next few months.
I'm ready, and I know you are as well.
Yes, and another big event that you got going on down in Franklin, going to invite people down to your farm for a big event in, what is that, July?
Yeah, June 11, 12, 13.
June, yeah.
Yeah, got to sign up. We call it a land cruise. So usually we go to Alaska, get on a boat, and we have 400 or 500 people, sometimes 1,000. But we've got I don't know how many people are coming. At least 400 or 500. They actually come to Franklin. Sometimes they come from Germany, from all around the world, but most of them come from around, America. And we just create a really great weekend experience. So this will be, I think, the fourth one I've done in my hometown. So one of those days we'll be on my farm. And I'm looking forward to it.
And if you're looking for another excuse for a vacation this year, which we probably all are, you're going to be in Maui later this year, September. So plan your vacation out to Hawaii, and you get what is it, a daily concert from you for a full week? Lots of Michael W. Smith.
5 or 6 days. Yeah, and that was supposed to be last year. And obviously that got moved to 21 because of all the stuff that was going on. So yeah, and you would call that a land cruise too. We're not really going to get on a boat. We're going to stay in one place, but we've always kind of wanted to do the Hawaii thing, and we never did. And we thought, well, let's just go explore it and see. So we had a lot of people sign up, and it's not too late to sign up if you want to come join us.
I just got back from Maui a few weeks ago, and even with the restrictions, it's still a blast being out there in Hawaii. So I imagine it's going to be even better in September. Hopefully a little less restrictions out there.
Yeah, I hope so as well.
Another one of the cool things that's happened here recently, the Netflix movie A Week Away has a great soundtrack. They redid one of your songs, Place in This World. How'd all that come about?
You know what? I just got the call, a year and a half ago or whatever, asking for permission, about using Place in This World in this movie. And then I began to kind of just do my research and find out what this movie was all about. It was a dream by a young writer. Gosh, I think he's been in the works on this for, he told me 8 years. This
Wow.
has been a dream of his. And man, I think they did a great job. I'm not a huge fan of big youth musical kind of stuff, but I actually really love this movie. And I think I like it because it reminds me of camp. It reminds me of church camp. It reminds me of Kanakuk, where I've gone all these years down in Missouri. But just, you're having a conversation, and all of a sudden you break into song,
Yeah.
and them reimagining these songs. It's there's a lot of people, there's millions of people are hearing Place in This World for the first time that really are not familiar with me. And, so it's almost like getting your music reintroduced to a new generation of people. So I don't get on social media much, but some of my kids, Anna, for example, she said, "Dad, man, your song's blowing up around the world." Really? So she kind of keeps up with people talking about, Place. And I guess it's been one of the songs from the soundtrack that's done really, really well. So, and I think it's a great moment in the movie as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other cool songs on that soundtrack. So if you haven't listened to it, just came out a couple weeks ago. It's out on all the streaming services, so just look it up.
David Curtis, Amy Grant, Audio Adrenaline. Yeah, the baby thing is so cool. It's a great moment in the movie. So
definitely check it out.
Yeah,
The movie's called A Week Away if you want to look that up.
A Week Away, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and of course, you're getting ready to go to Italy here and really soon, right? You've been rehearsing for that.
Yeah, I have. I'm going to go work with Andrea Bocelli, and it's called The Journey. It's about faith. The whole thing is about his faith and stopping at all these amazing places. And the one thing that's a part of this endeavor, obviously, we're going to make music together. We're going to be in a Coliseum that's 2,000 years old in ruins with 2,000 torches lit in the Coliseum. It's going to be spectacular. But one of the conditions, there's 6 artists involved, but I'm the first one that's going to be a part of it. But the condition is he wants me to ride horseback with him for 20 miles.
Wow.
And so, and I've ridden horses, in the past. I mean, I've always loved it. I've loved, riding Western cattle drives and things like that. But it's been 10 years since I've been on a horse. And so it's been highly recommended that I do a little training. So I've been on a horse for the last 2 weeks on and off, and we'll do that this weekend as well, every day, to try to sort of hopefully get my body in shape, get this guy in shape.
Yeah, definitely.
For the long ride. Now, hopefully I won't have to ride that long, but we are definitely going to be covering some miles, and the scenery is going to be incredible. And, you obviously know he's blind, and he's been riding horses for over 5 decades. I mean, even more than that. So he's very experienced, and I'm sure these courses that they have will be spectacular. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, so Italy, here I come.
Right about this time last year, you released the Italian version of Waymaker. Are you going to try to pull that off live while you're there?
Don't think so. I mean, I would love to, but it would take a lot of work. And, we're doing stuff a little bit, and we're obviously doing a lot of his music, but I've actually written 2 new pieces of music for this special, and it's going to be a big TV special. World-renowned director directing this. It's going to be fabulous. So I'm excited about the new songs, and hopefully it's going to play out well.
We should have some new tour dates coming out later on this year too, right? Any idea when we'll start releasing some tour dates for the rest of the country?
Yeah, the fall is really, really, really busy. It's, a lot of shows, and most of those shows were from, the ones that got postponed. We just moved everything basically a year later is what we did. And I think maybe we combine the fall, what we were going to do in the fall, with some of the stuff in the spring that obviously got postponed as well. But I've done some private things, got a few things coming up here and there, but it really, really kicks in the fall. And obviously need the summer to hone in on this it's I guess I can say this, the tentative title for this thing's called Worship Forever. So that's the name of the new project. So we'll be busy, obviously, recording that and then trying to get that ready for release on September 10. So good time to be in the studio, and then gearing up for a big, busy fall.
Yeah, if people want to be a part of that album recording, are tickets already on sale for that?
They are not, but they will be soon. And it's July 12th in Allen Arena, and I think that's a Monday night, if I'm not mistaken, but it's definitely at Allen Arena. So we
go ahead and clear your plans and just wait for tickets to go on sale here soon as these restrictions get removed.
We're gonna fill the house, so come be with us.
All right, gonna be a busy year for you. It all starts here in just a few weeks. The new book out May 18th, so make sure you get that and go ahead and pre-order it because you get the audiobook for free, right? If you pre-order it right now.
Right, absolutely.
You can do that at the website. So thanks for joining us, Michael.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good day.